world, welcome back to another Digital Overdose 2022 Autumn CTF write-up video. In this video, we'll be walking through the STEGANOGRAPHY challenge, It's Hidden. Let's get into it. It is indeed hidden. Yes, there are no files. Okay, so actually you need to back up to the challenges and you're gonna find this little blank piece of text here where it says it's hidden. Well, if you double click it and you copy it and you post it into CyberChef, you're gonna notice that it's a lot more than that did not copy. Let me just inspect the element and get the raw text copy here. So let's copy that now, and now let's paste it in. There we go. You're going, actually, let me make sure. There we go. You're gonna notice that there is a lot more characters here than meets the eye. So let's go ahead and save what's right here in CyberChef, which is the great thing about CyberChef. It does everything raw. So it's going to give you the raw output for everything. So if these are like whatever kind of encoded characters or whatever these represent, it's going to actually give us a display of them in the output window. So we're going to save that download.dat file, and then we're going to bring it over here to play around with. And let's go ahead and just call this download.dat like so. Now, what I'm going to do actually is open this up in a hex editor. HXD will do us just fine. And you're going to notice that, well, just like in CyberChef, right? There are two different types of characters here. One comprised of dots and the other comprised of boxes. So basing on what we can see from the output window here, we know that there's three potential paths that you could take to see if a flag would bear fruit from whichever path you take. The first path, of course, would be just counting how many blocks there are. The next path would be logging the index of each block in terms of where it is in, the characters. And then the other is counting the dots. And it ends up being counting the dots. And you'll see why here in a little bit. But we need to make this a little bit more easier to ingest for our script that we're going to write to decode the data. You'll notice that each dot repeats E2, 80, and 8B as hex characters. And then the blocks, if I can find one in here, the blocks, here we go, repeat as E2, 96, 88. So what we can do is we can replace each triplet of hex characters with one solitary readable character that we can easily ingest. And then we'll just have two different characters that we can ingest instead of trying to replace multiple bytes. So we can easily do that in HXD by doing search, replace, or Control R. We're going to select hex values and we're going to type in E2, 80, 8B. And we're going to just replace it with 30, which represents a 0 in decimal or ASCII. Make sure the search direction is set to all, and then replace all. Okay, and then now we're gonna take the other section, and I believe I can just do Control R with that. Yep, and then it didn't pan it in there, but that's fine. We'll do 96 and 88, and then we'll replace it with 31, which is 1 in decimal or ASCII. So we'll replace all. All right, so now our file is just comprised of zeros and ones, much easier to process and work with. So let's close, first let's save it, and now let's close it. And we can also just go ahead and double check our work here by going with edit with Notepad++. And there you go, ones and zeros, excellent. So now we're going to create a new text document. That's going to be our solve script. Let's go ahead and open that up. And right off the bat, let's do with open download.dat as f. We're going to say data equals f.read. And then we're going to do for d in data. We want to define a counter. And then we also want to define a flag string so that we can actually comprise the flag. And then let's see. So we're looping through and we want to increment the counter every time we have a 0 right? Because we set the dots to zeros and that's what we're counting each time. And then we want the counter to reset whenever we hit a block. So let's do if count equals, nope, sorry, if D equals, and then we have to do 0 in quotes because it is read in as a string. Then we want to do count plus equals 1. And then we want to do else, reset the counter. And before resetting the counter, we want to do flag plus equals CHR of the counter. Because the counter is going to end up being a decimal number, which is going to probably map to a character. So let's go based off of that. And then of course at the end, we want to print out the flag. And I think that's it. Let's go ahead and run it. And that worked. Our flag is unexpected emptiness. So we'll copy that. Paste it in here. And submit. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Turn on post notifications to get regular injections of cyber content directly into your feed. Check out our Patreon, join our Discord, and follow us on Twitter. Links in the description box down below. And leave any feedback or questions in the comment section down below. This is Almond Milk. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.